That's great.
Ben, you also asked a question about Salesforce tools to analyze unused fields and and have we had success? Mike, I'm curious, if you think about somebody who's sitting there, I'm sure we have folks on the phone. I think I saw some mention, we have a lot of tech debt. We're sitting here with what Bettina mentioned, having way too many fields on account. I'm curious from your perspective as a consultant, kind of how do we start, or what are some tips you might be able to provide how we approach that problem?
Yeah, I think installing a tool like Field Trip, it's free on the App Exchange. So Field Trip's a great way to give a sense of these are all the fields we have in place today. And this is how frequently they're populated. Now there's some pitfalls in that, and it gives you some information off that, but you need to dig a little bit further. Certain formula fields may pop up 100% of the time, but it may no longer be needed. It's something that may show as having been populated frequently, but it may have not been populated in the last year and a half. It may be brand new. So you're going to have to go a little digging and kind of mash up the information from the physical just field list within the object themselves to mash it up against the field trip. But I think field trip's a great place to start. What I generally like to do is then have a document across each object that shows these are the fields, this is the rate that they're being used, and occasionally just throw some columns in there across departments. Is this an important field for each department? It's a way to get them to see, yeah, we use this very frequently, or if everybody says no, then it's a prime delete candidate right there. But I think that's a way to track that. I'd be interested to hear Bettina's thoughts on this too, because I know she said she cleaned up 27 fields earlier in the call, which I think is a great accomplishment. When you got so many in there, anytime you can clean up any field, it's a massive accomplishment. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this too.
We did go a little bit undercover ninja route with those fields in the sense that we all agreed as an operations team that the fields aren't correct. The fields are, they're useless to a lot of people. So we just kind of deleted them and checked to see if anybody cared in a week. Did anyone say anything? And no one noticed. So then we hid them and then we deleted them. So that's the undercover ninja route. But what we have started doing is we have started looking at the fields that we know are these legacy fields that no longer have accurate information, and we're starting there. We've made a lot of changes as we've grown, and so a lot of the subscription information or contract information is stored separately now. So we just need to get rid of that stuff. A lot of our old legacy acquisition data, we all know it's wrong. We just need to break up with it. And people are very emotional about the data. And so it's a matter of just doing it. There's a lot of junk that's
tough,
cleaning, right?
It's painful. Nobody wants to do it, right? But once you get in there, it can kind of be nice, because once you start seeing the results and the cleaner environment, it reduces a lot of debt.
We have to Marie Kondo our Salesforce page where we say,
exactly.
We're very grateful for what you've done for us, and say goodbye. So.
Yeah, we've also found that makes user adoption of doing the things that we're asking them to input much better, because users see 50,000 fields and they're like, it's so overwhelming. But now when they see 20 fields instead of 100, oh, okay, this is manageable. So it turns into a positive as well.
Yeah, and that really allows you to drive like a cohesive message too. I know in our experience, we're trying to pull. I'd love for the information and the perspective on our accounts that our clients have, or excuse me, our sales folks have, to be shared by our folks who are delivering these projects. And so that when we have a conversation with the client, no matter what the context is, we understand by pulling up an account page that I can see the important information, and I'm not having to dig through and decide based on my context what's important for me. But we really prescribe that and push that there.